I'm up very close to the screen and typing. Here we go. So anyone watching, please let me know if the music is too loud or if you can't hear it. I think last night I wasn't able to hear the music in the video very well, so just if you can comment in the chat on the side to let us know how the volume is, my voice versus the music. So welcome to the YMCA group exercise online. My name is Justin. I'm an instructor at Southern Branch YMCA. I do a lot of yoga and Tai Chi, but I'll teach just about anything. So I'm going to change that a little bit. So we are going to do Tai Chi today. This is going to be a low intensity class. I want you to always think of Tai Chi as a moving meditation. It's to help you relax, to help you work on coordination, balance, slowing down the brain and the body. Volume is good. Thank you, Anne. So for this class, you will need a chair. I prefer armless chairs for this. And I don't think you can see, but I have a bottle of water because we will take a couple of water breaks throughout. The most important thing about Tai Chi is to relax and to feel good. With every Tai Chi video, I will go over one Tai Chi principle. For this week and probably next week, I'm going to focus on my 5 rules of Tai Chi that we'll go over. You'll notice that I am going to be sitting alternately at a bit of an angle, and then sometimes I will turn straight toward the screen. Watching at home, I want you to stay straight on. I'm just going to turn, in some cases, a little bit so that you can get a little bit more detail out of some of the movements. So with all that said, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. And hit the little notification bell so you can get updates for when we are doing anything new. Also, check the information box down below for more contact from the Y, for a Silver Seeker survey, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So with that said, starting sitting back in the chair, our first Tai Chi principle is breathing. And all we're going to do is just a deep breath. So inhale and let it out. And breathe however you can breathe most expressively, most comfortably. So that can be into the nose and out through the mouth. And we're just going to take a couple of deep, full breaths in and out. Letting the arms and shoulders rest. The hands can be on the lap so that the body is relaxed. Maybe put the feet out in front of you a little bit. And just focus on deep, full, comfortable breathing. Not holding the breath, not straining, just filling the body up with air as much as you can, in and out. And you don't have to breathe with my rhythm. Breathe at your own pace, however is most relaxed. So from here, we're going to scoot up in the chair a little bit, away from the back of the chair, so you're sitting up under your own strength. In Tai Chi, we combine movement and breathing. So our first rule of Tai Chi is keep breathing, keep doing deep, full, comfortable breath no matter what. Bring the hands, palms up about the size of your own head, in front of your chest, and maybe about 2 fist widths in front of your body. We're just going to keep breathing. Inhale, opening the hands to about shoulders width. And exhale, closing toward the center. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. And they say if you understand opening and closing, you understand all of Tai Chi. We'll come back to that later. But inhale, open. And exhale, close. This brings us to our second rule of Tai Chi, which is go slow. We move slow. We breathe slow. And rule number 3, which I think I already said, is relax. So we breathe, go slow, and relax. So just doing this, we're already doing Tai Chi. So you need 3 more, open and close. And one more time. From here, slowly letting your hands float down as if they're flat on a table. And we're going to start to draw a circle to your left, out, forwards, and over to the right, keeping the hands flat on the table. Allowing your shoulders, wrists, and trunk to turn with you. Rotating everything, getting all the little joints down to the wrist, down to the fingertips, turning. And you can even lean a little bit as long as you don't hit the back of the chair, letting your whole body rotate. Keep breathing slowly. And you can decide the pattern, when to inhale or when to exhale. Slowly rotating. So this is the 3 circles of Tai Chi. Tai Chi is all circles and curves and flow that doesn't ever really stop. So this is our first circle. Now we're going from left to right. And we're going to pick a place somewhere in the circle that feels like a good place to change direction. So at some place, we're going to switch direction and make it sweep. We come in and then go back out to the right. There's no right or wrong way to do that. And we're going to play with that some more, seated and standing later on. So keep that circle moving slow, keep breathing, and stay relaxed. So I said we have 5 rules, and that's only 3. So we'll go to rule number 4, which is play with it, make it yours. So how do we do that? Well, this can be as big or as small of a circle as you want. We can play with switching directions, so we can switch directions again, sweep, and around. And again, you can get to play with that part of the movement. And the last rule, Tai Chi rule number 5, is pay attention. I'm not talking about paying attention to me, pay attention to how it feels. Pay attention to all of the spaces and joints in your body to make sure that you're following the other 5 or the other 4 rules. So let's go one more time around here. Switch direction for the last time. Sweep. However you connect the dots on that. We're still warming up the arms and shoulders and upper body. And eventually realize that your arms can get kind of heavy. That's okay. We're going to sweep around one more time. And then bring the hands up. So for this circle, it's like your hands are on a sheet of glass right in front of you. And we're going to draw a circle to the left. Circle around. Now I'm going in front of the knees because I have long arms. So this is, again, where we get to play with that movement. I'm turning the wrists and the palms. We're drawing a circle, big circle or little circle. So another thing they say in Tai Chi is to sink the shoulders and elbows. So you'll notice that as I do this, I am not reaching my arms way up because the elbows turn out. I'm going to try to keep the elbows pointed toward the screen. And relax. And again, at some point in this circle, we're going to pick a place that it feels a good idea to switch direction. So I'm coming around and draw an S shape somewhere in there. And if you've ever seen the Tai Chi logo or the yin and yang, that's kind of what we're doing. That's kind of where this movement comes from, that circle that never stops and joins back in with itself. And again, keep breathing with the movement. Inhale and exhale, shoulders relaxed. And again, somewhere in this circle, we're going to find a place to switch direction and play with it. So coming around, make me an S shape somewhere in there, and back to the circle. So these circles are nice. We got tabletop, and then we have on the wall, or directly in front of you, circling around, frontal circle. And we have one more. So let's come around, let the hands down. I want you to stay pointed directly at the screen. I'm going to angle myself here just a little bit so that you get a little bit more detail out of the movement. So we're going to start as if you're holding a ball about the size of your own head. I'm going to rotate it forward, out from the shoulders, over the knees, in and up, out, and in. Sometimes I call this a bass drum. So you have a big marching drum on your chest, and you're just tracing the rim of the drum. And you can get your shoulders into this by pulling the shoulder blades back and pushing the shoulder blades out. And you notice I'm leaning back and forward a little bit. You want to not just move the arms, but get the whole body into attention. So by using the whole body together mindfully, that's our paying attention. That's our mindful movement, breathing and moving and relaxing. And again, we're going to switch directions. So we're coming up, give me an S, sweep and lift, and now we're pulling in, down over the lap, and reaching out. So if you can't remember anything else we do, you can always come back and just do the first part of this video, the 3 circles, seated and standing, and you have complete practice right there, right there. All right, so we have done mostly upper body so far because it's sort of hard to do lower body seated. But we can play around with some of that. So let's switch direction again. I got to do it back to the front. So sweep and scoop and lift. I'm going the same direction. Let me try that again. Out to the front. And again, that's why we have to play with it. You have to laugh. It has to be fun, because if you start to get too serious and too tense, that makes your movement rigid, and we're not Tai Chi anymore. So we want to flow, we want to play with it. And that's all part of learning new patterns and retraining the brain. Play with it. So let's try that one more time. Switch direction and pull in, just for 3 repetitions. One more time, up and around. Lower the hands all the way down. Let's roll the shoulders back a few times. And then we're going to come to standing. So I'm going to stay at this slight angle and make sure that my head is in frame. I'm going to move my chair a little bit. And we'll come back to the chair. So starting standing. With the hands, palms flat over the ground. We're going to do the same 3 circles standing that we did seated, and look at some of the actions in the lower body. So starting out with the hands on the tabletop, I'm going to use about belly button height, but it can be anywhere from about rib cage to the hips. The higher the hands are, the more you have to make sure the shoulders and elbows are relaxed, so we don't get a lot of this action in the shoulder rotator cuff. So we start out to your left, around in front, and we're shifting the weight left and right. Shifting the weight left and right. As the hands circle on that tabletop. And first establish your breathing. So we can inhale the first half and exhale the second half, if that works. Or you can exhale the first half and inhale the second half. That works too. So pick your pattern, whatever makes sense to you. Right now we're playing, there's no right or wrong, but I want you to focus on that weight shift, left and right. If you wanted more of a challenge, you could step wider and circle in this what we call horse riding stance, which is a lower stance. You have to be careful that the knees stay pointed the same direction as the toes, and that the knees are not traveling in front of the toes. So you can look down and check. And you always want to keep the body upright and vertical and not lean and sway too much here. So however you wanted to take your stance, give me one more circle and switch direction. We're coming around. Give me an S shape somewhere. We come back and then out and front toward the screen from right to left. So we have this is a really easy way to get into the flow. A really good practice for learning to stay moving constantly. And a lot of our exercises, there's a lot of starts and stops. You think yoga, we hold static poses. It's all about shifting. It's all about the journey from one place to the other. And both are good, depending on your intention. So we're going to go around one more time. And let the hands rest. And we're going to start bringing the hands up in front. I usually start about head or shoulder height. And we're going to circle out to the left. Okay, this is hands on the wall. I like to let the wrists working. Again, we'll continue with this lateral weight shift. Side to side, slowly rotating around. Wrists and shoulders. Trunk is involved, the knees, all the way down to the feet. So I am wearing shoes here. You can do this barefoot, but you really want to make sure you're engaging the feet. Engaging the feet, feel the weight shift from foot to foot. So you need one more circle all the way around, and then find a place to switch direction. Coming around somewhere in that circle, we're going to play with that S shape and switch direction. Play with that S shape. So we're going to let the arms follow along. We're shifting the weight, letting that momentum carry the arms so you don't have to use a lot of effort. And again, it's some place, one more full circle all the way around, and then somewhere in there, find a place to switch directions. Here we go. When you're ready, S shape. And we're playing. Always remember, you play Tai Chi. So I want you to have fun with it. We go back to the 5 rules. We breathe. We keep the movement relaxed and loose. Go slow. Have fun or play with the movement. And just pay attention to make sure everything feels relaxed. So if at any point you need to sit down because your knees or your back are bothering you, listen to your body. Listen to your body. So come around one more time, all the way around, let the hands rest. So we're going to do our bass drum or our third circle, holding the ball, come up to the shoulders, out in front, and around. In towards your belly button, up and forward. Like you're holding a ball between your hands, you're tracing the rhythm of the bass drum. So I'm going to turn slightly. I want you to stay facing toward the screen. I'm going to turn slightly so we can get a different angle on this. Come up. Because you'll notice that there is a slight squat here. Not a lot. We don't want the knees to go past the toes. You can do this right in front of your chair. And really, you only have to bend the knees maybe just a quarter of an inch. So this is not really a side-to-side weight shift anymore. We're trying to come up and out. Keep breathing. Inhale as the arms come up. And exhale as the arms go out. You need 2 more. Nice and slow. So it can be easy to get into it and start to go faster. So we're going to come up and let's sweep and swoop and lift. And now we're pulling in and down. Up, in, and down. Nice and slow. And you can straighten or bend the arms as much as this can be a little circle. Sometimes little might be better. It doesn't always have to be this big, giant loop, but it can be. It's depending on what you want, where you are, and how it feels as you do it. So let's do 2 more. And then we're going to switch direction. So come out around, switch direction, we sweep. Oh, I think I got it this time. There we go, out to the front. So we can have these circles, we can play with these circles. And just doing these circles is a complete Tai Chi practice. You don't really need anything else. Just come around all the way around one more time. We're going to do one more thing while we're standing, still with the circles. But this is kind of boring because we have the circles. We kind of know we got this lateral weight shift. And as you shift laterally, I want you to try to keep your trunk upright so we're not teeter-tottering. It's straight side to side. So you can do that side to side. We can also do it in the Tai Chi lunge. I'm going to take my left foot, turn it at a little bit of an angle, and we get to play with this. And your right foot is going to step forward, again, at a little bit of an angle. So there's either angle away from each other. You want this to be far enough apart that you can stay upright as we shift forward and back. You can keep the front foot flat or lift the toes, but you want it to be relatively comfortable so you can keep the back heel down. So let's do our 3 circles from here. I'm going to do about 3 repetitions of each circle with 1 switch. So we're going to start hands flat on the table. I'm going to start circling to the right as my right foot's forward. So we come forward, and then as you go to the left, back. Making sure that the knees line up with the toes. The knees do not go past the toes. Turning the trunk. So we are going to try to keep the hips and shoulders square so the rotation happens at the hip socket. And if that doesn't click with you, just keep circling. It's all about how it feels. Making sure you're paying attention to feeling relaxed. Paying attention to feeling relaxed and going slow. So we're going to go around one more time and switch directions. Come back. So we're going from left to right, still shifting back and shifting forward. So as I go back, my hands come in and cross out to the left, and then I circle over to the right as I shift forward. Really, however it flows. One more time all the way around. So we're going to start, weight on the back leg, hands went in, we're going to circle around. What we just have to do is watch that front leg. So we're going to go around and back. Around and back. Shifting forward. So also pay attention to this stance. If this is too wide and too low and your legs start getting tired, allow yourself to adjust, make it narrower. So we're going to switch directions. So we're coming forward, draw an S, and then go back. Over to the right, and back. So if you didn't think Tai Chi was the workout, and you're starting to feel it now, I want you to hit that thumbs up button again. Give me a like for that. Okay. So we got one more circle. Come all the way around, forward and back, and let the hands rest. Starting in with the weight in the back leg, palms facing. We're going to circle to the front, up and out first. So we come up and out and back. So again, less rotation here, more of a straight line shift. And when I mean straight line, it's going to be a diagonal line from left to right without much turning of the trunk and shoulders. But we're still shifting from leg to leg. So it's not going to be as much like an active hip flexor stretch as much from a squat on your back leg to a squat on your front leg. And we are trying to go from hip to hip. Use those glute muscles. All right, and last time, circle forward, and we're going to switch direction. So we come back. As we come forward, we're going to scoop and lift, and then pull in. Scoop and lift, and pull in. Give me two more. One more time, all the way around. We're going to come in and step back. Lower the hands. So we're going to take a break, short break, before we go to left leg forward. Same movements. But again, listen to your body. Make sure you rest. If you need to, you can do everything seated. So have as much water as you need. Quick demonstration. So if you are tired and you still want to get the same benefit out of it from seated with 1 foot forward, just put in 1 foot out. And again, angle it because you want to get that shift from hip to hip, circling around. You can do it this way or standing. And this way you're still getting some action in the leg, pressing into the floor, pressing into the floor. That shifting will still help the core, still help the legs. But you can do it if your back is tired. So we're going back to the other side. And if you haven't noticed already, I cannot count. I said 3, we're doing more than that, but it's just to get the feel of it. So just eyeballing it. Always test your stance first. Again, we have the back foot at a little bit of an angle, the front foot at a little bit of an angle. So if I'm facing directly toward the camera, you want to make sure that you can stay upright with no, I don't want this too much. You want to balance the teacup on top of your head, forward and back. So starting out in your comfortable position, play with it. Make sure you're paying attention that it feels comfortable. Going back to those 5 rules. That's what we're focusing on in this movement. You can choose your focus. Instead of trying to do all 5 at once, we're going to focus on paying attention to that it feels relaxed. Starting with the hands, palms flat on the table, circling around to our left first this time, around to the left, forward and back. Checking to make sure your knee is lined up with your toes and the knee's not going past your toes. Feeling the feet connect with the floor. Contracting the arch of the foot as you come forward and back. Shifting your weight from hip to hip. Circling around. So we're paying attention so that it feels comfortable and we have good posture. So let's pick a place somewhere in here that it would feel fun to switch direction. So now going from right to left, still shifting forward and back. Still staying upright, making sure everything feels relaxed and feels comfortable. And again, picking a place here where it feels good to switch directions. So coming around, yes, and we're back to where we started. You're driving the movement of the arms with the shifting of the weight. So one more time around, and we'll switch patterns. So I'm going to start with the fingertips pointing down. I'm going to circle right to left at first. So this one's probably the trickiest one to do with a forward weight shift instead of the lateral weight shift, because your wall keeps moving forward and back. But we're good at using imagination, and we're just playing anyway. And as always with these videos, you can jump in and out at any time. You can come back to it later. You can do the first 10 minutes and then stop and do a little bit more each time. And again, give me one more circle around where I find a place where it feels good to switch direction, coming around. We sweep. And now we're circling the other way. So again, very simple practice, but very comprehensive. Let's go around one more time. Around one more time. And then lower the hands. With the weight on the back leg, we're starting palms face drum straight to the front. Forward and back. So my shoulders continue to point straight toward the camera, but I'm shifting to the right leg and then to the left leg. You can add a slight turn here and go over the leg, but you can also do this straight toward the camera. So I'm starting with both feet angled away from each other. But another note about playing, you can have the feet at different angles, as long as the knee still tracks over the toes. What we really don't want is to have the knee and the toe go in a different direction, because the knee is a hinge. It likes to flex. It does not like to twist. So as long as your knee is directly over your toes, we're good. So you need one more circle all the way around. And on our next circle, we're going to switch directions. So we're coming back, up, sweep, and lift. And we want to play Tai Chi. You want to be expressive with it, all the way active, all the way out to your fingertips, all the way down to your toes. Gentle reach through the whole body. Not limp. Active reach. And 2 more. Last one, coming up. Step in with the left foot and lower the hands. So shake everything out, shake out your arms, shake out your legs. Shake out the whole body. Moving the feet a little bit wider than hip width, or maybe shoulder width, or even wider. We're just going to start to cool down by swinging the arms. So we're going to wind up and swing side to side. What I'm going to try to do in all of my classes is do very similar movements. I always like to do the swing. We're always going to play with some sort of circling. So most movements should become more recognizable the more you do it. Just like yoga, we have certain patterns, warrior 1, warrior 2, triangle. In Tai Chi, we have certain patterns, but they all come from those 3 circles. So you have a full practice right there. So all we did was 3 circles. 3 circles. We did it seated, tabletop, wall, base jump. We did it standing with the feet side by side, shifting the weight laterally. We did it in the Tai Chi lunge, which is, again, the feet angle outward, forward and back. You can take those 3 circles and have a full Tai Chi practice right there. So again, do not forget to grab water if you need it. We're going to come back to the chair and stretch and breathe. And I like to do a head to toe stretch. So I want you pointed straight toward the camera. I'm going to start out at a little bit of an angle for some detail on this movement. So starting with the hands in front of the knees, fingertips facing down. And bring the hands up somewhere near the shoulders. They're going to turn in and pull. Tuck the chin back, push out and lower the hands in the head. So it's up and in, tuck the chin. Out and down, chin to chest. If you want to go, the hands come back, not behind you, but to the sides. And one more time, up and in, tuck the chin. Out and down, chin to chest. Back to center. We're going to start with the hands like you're playing a piano. Turning first to the left, we're going to take the left hand up and turn and look at your palm. You're only going within what range is comfortable, and to the right, up and look at the palm. Again, to the left, turn and look at your palm. Try to keep the right hand where it is, and then back. To the right, turn and look at your palm. Now we'll do this again and go a little bit further. As we turn to the left, I'm going to push the right hand down, palm facing the floor like we're setting it on a table. So we turn, look left, push right, back to the piano. Left hand pushes down as we turn to the right. Back to the piano. So we turn and push. Back to center. Turn and push. Back to center. One more time, each side, turn and push. So this is very gentle. We're having an anchor here to turn the head, stretch the neck very gently, and back to center. Turn and push. Back to center. Lower the hands, roll the shoulders back. A couple times, extra credit. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. So we're slowing it down. I encourage you to do this more frequently because all the too often we just kind of throw through that shoulder roll. So slowing it down. Bring the hands, palms up over your lap. We're going to gently reach out, gently reach up, and pull down. So you'll notice my hands really aren't coming higher than the top of my head, and it folds in and pushes down. Now you can, of course, certainly do a big circle that goes real high, but we're cooling down. So let's just take it nice and easy. Reach up and over and down. Keeping the arms and shoulders relaxed, turning the hands and wrists through that circle one more time. All the way around and down. So we're going to start here with left hand on top, right hand on bottom, holding a ball. I'm going to push the right hand toward the ceiling, left hand toward the floor. Again, left hand palm faces down, right hand palm faces up. We're going to come up and go left hand up, right hand down, turning the palm toward the ceiling, pushing the palm toward the floor. So right hand up, left hand down. Left hand up, right hand down. And one more time, both sides. With the right hand up, left hand down, and then we go left hand up, right hand down. Come back to that ball. Right hand on bottom, left hand on top. We're going to carry that ball to the left. Left hand on top, right hand, and then carry the ball to the right. Right hand on top, left hand underneath. Twisting the trunk very gently. So you're trying to keep the elbow and shoulder relaxed. And lift the ball with the bottom hand. And then carry it across. Again, lift the ball with one hand. One more time on each side. Carry the ball to the left. Like your hands are on either side of a beach ball. And then carry the ball to the right. Twisting the trunk. Moving down to the hips and knees, starting with left leg. We go heel forward, flexing the foot, and then toe back. Give me heel, toe, and heel, toe. Adding the arms, so start with the foot flat. We bring the hands up, hands come down and push back, heel forward. So it's hands up, toe back, hands down, heel forward. Hands up, toe back, hands down, heel forward. Put the left foot flat. We're going to do right leg, just the leg first. So we go heel, flex the foot and toe, heel, toe, and one more time, heel and toe. Adding the arms, start with the foot flat, bring the hands up, shoulder height, hands down, heel forward, hands up, toe back. Hands down, heel forward, hands up, toe back. And last time, hands down, heel forward, hands up, toe back. Feet flat. We're going to do laterally, so start with just the legs, and we go left and right, and two, left. So really focusing on opening the hip, not as much pointing the toe, opening the hip. One more time. Hands up, we're going to push right, toe tap left. Push left, toe tap right. So not a real far push, just kind of keep the hands almost over top of each other. So push right, toe left, back to the center, push left, toe right. One more time each way. Push right, toe left, and then we push left, toe right. I see some people have made comments. I will get to those in just a second. I can't see them from here, but we're almost done. So we're going to start with hands in soft fists, and I'm going to put the thumb inside of the fist. We're going to kick left, punch right, kick left, punch right, kick right, punch left. Left leg, right hand, right leg. Really flex those toes. So get active range of motion. We're not doing a real deep hamstring stretch. I'm going to flex that foot gently. Let's go one more time inside. Left foot, right hand, and right foot, left hand. And very gently put your heel out. Now we're just going to circle the foot a couple times one way and a couple times the other way. And then switch feet, put the heel out, circle, and switch. So I want you to notice that at some point in this class, I stopped talking as much about the breath. Because when there's so much going on, you're focused on where is my knee, how do I shift, where do I switch direction, that you sometimes lose track of the breath. So I always like to start with breathing and end with breathing. We're going to come back to this open and close. Hands, sternum height, palm space, close but don't touch. And we're going to inhale, open the hands about shoulder width, and exhale, close toward the center. Inhale, open, close, open, close, in and out, in and out. Slow it down, slower and deeper. One last time. Slowly lowering the hands, shake it out. Okay, so I know this class is supposed to be an hour. I think on the Thursdays I'm going to keep it about 45 to 50 minutes to make it a little bit more. Sometimes just standing, going slow, can be harder on the back, so we're going to do a mix of seated and standing. Again, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. Please comment, share this video wherever you interact socially online, and hit the notification bell so that you get notifications whenever the Y is doing something online. So thank you very much for joining me. The one last thing we're going to do is a Tai Chi bow. So standing with the feet close together, we're going to take the left hand and make a C shape. The right hand goes underneath, So you have an egg, so right under left, right fingers under left, right thumb under left. Bow, train the knuckles out, and as you come up, bring the hands to your sides. So again, one more time, make the egg left over right, bow, and then hands to your sides. And that stands for heaven and earth, country and family, coming together in harmony and peace. I hope you found a little bit of harmony with us today. Thank you very much for joining us, and I will see you next time. Let me see if I can get to some comments here. Oh, thank you, Erica. Hi, Corey. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. I think for the active older adult style classes, I'm going to try to keep it about 45, 50 minutes. I noticed last night on the stream we had some people dropping off about half an hour. So hopefully this will make it a little bit more manageable. And let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you for joining us. And this is Justin from YMCA of York in York County, signing off. Oh, good, and I'm glad that hopefully they'll like it. So guys, thank you, and here I'm trying to end it again.